Guess what? When it comes right down to it, wherever you go, there you are. Whatever you wind up doing, that's what you've been wound up doing. Whatever you're thinking right now, that's what's on your mind. Whatever has happened to you, it has already happened. The important question is, how are you going to handle it? In other words, now what? Like it or not, this moment is all we really have to ask and to work for. Yet, we are all too easily conduct our lives as if forgetting momentarily that we are here, where we already are, and that we are in what we are already in. In every moment, we find ourselves at the crossroads of here and now. But when the cloud of forgetfulness over where we are now sets in that very moment, we get lost. Now what becomes a real problem? By lost, I mean that we momentarily lose touch with ourselves and with the full extent of our possibilities. Instead, we fall into a robot like way of seeing and thinking and doing. In those moments, we break contact with what is deepest in ourselves and affords us perhaps our greatest opportunities for creativity, learning, and growing. If we are not careful, those clouded moments can stretch out and become most of our lives. To allow ourselves to be truly in touch where we are already are, no matter where that is, we have got to pause in our experience long enough to let the present moment sink in, long enough to actually feel the present moment, to see it in its fullness, to hold it in its awareness, and thereby come to know and understand it better. Only then can we accept the truth of this moment in our lives, learn from it, and move on. Instead, it often seems as we are preoccupied with the past, with what has already happened, or the future that hasn't arrived yet. We look for someplace else to stand, where we hope things will be better, happier, more the way we want them to be, or the way they used to be. Most of the time, we are only partially aware of our inner tensions, if we are aware of it all. What is more, we also only partially aware of, at best, of exactly what we are doing in and with our lives and the effects of our actions, and more subtly, our thoughts have on what we see and don't see, what we do and don't do. For instance, we usually fall, quite unawares, into assuming what we are thinking, the ideas, the opinions that we harbor at any given time are the truth about what is out there and in the world and in here in our minds. Most of the time, it just isn't so.